because I had a 9:30 appointment with our pool guy, but he ended up showing up a little bit early. Older gentleman, old school, all about being on time. So we got everything straightened out for how they're going to form and pull the first initial for the pool deck. So now I'm here getting that cardio in. A little bit late, but still got to get the work in, right? That's how it works. Always got to do the work. Hello, Jeremy Parker. What's up, buddy? Devin's left arm. What's happening? So my first like. Well, Jeremy, that means you didn't like. There's no. Okay, now we got some likes. So today is a lifting day, Jeremy. We're gonna see where everything's at today. I realized, Nick, BR, all things through Christ, amen, brother. What's up? Hi. I realized Rebecca mentioned it last night, and I thought about it. I think my ping pong playing is tweaking my elbow a little bit. So, yeah, I may have to back off ping pong until after this match, because I mean, my arm doesn't straighten. So when I go for some of those forehand shots, I'm stretching my arm out, and I'm doing it in such quick motions. So I think it's just tweaking the elbow a little bit. So I did go get physical therapy. What's up, Rick? Yo. Yeah, I'm excited about the pool, brother. We're getting close. Jay 3500 Cummins. Morning. Victor, hello. Shalom, what's happening? When's the next Monster Factory? So that's 100% dependent upon what type of partners we can get, sponsors for the events, title sponsors. Each Monster Factory event's about 20 grand, right? So you gotta, I can't afford to do them myself. And since we don't charge for them, we have to, get them pre-funded through sponsors and integrations and stuff like that. Big fan, God bless, appreciate you, DG. But yeah, Ethan, we're hoping, I had a meeting a week and a half ago with a company that's supposed to wanting to partner with us. Maybe two to three Monster Factory events a year, maybe 4, just depends on how things look. I just got to continue those conversations, right? But yeah, so here's the deal. So the concrete for the pool, there's going to be 6 foot on the front. So there's 12 foot from the edge of my covered patio to the edge of the pool. So it comes with 6 foot on the front, 4 foot on the sides, 6 foot on the shallow end other side, and then we're going 8 foot on the deep end back there, that 18 foot across deep end, because the diving board starts at 6 foot. So that's what comes with the pool. Now, obviously, I'm gonna have more concrete, but have you guys heard of Monster Grass? Monster Grass out of Miami, great dudes. They came up here during 2020 when I put the first edition in, and they really took good care of me. AstroTurf, like 1,200 square foot of space, and it was awesome. They saw me on Fox Sports 1. Their name was Monster Grass on Monster Mike Todd. They thought it was a good idea. So I reached out to them, and they want to collaborate with me again as well. So let me read this real quick. Has your bicep always been that size? I'm currently at 18 inches, trying to get to 20s. No, I used to be 195 pounds. And at 195, I had an 18-inch pump bicep. I just recently went back and looked when I was like super dialed in and lean. I still had a 21-inch pump on my bicep. So last year at 250, I still had 21-inch arms pumped. So gaining all this weight, I put a whole inch and an 8 in my arm. Because so far the biggest pump I've had is 22 and an 8, right? But yeah, so I mean, they're pouring concrete, and I partnered with CJ Horner Concrete as one of our partners for the concrete. So I have that, but I don't know if the Monster Grass is going to be a partner. So Monster Grass doesn't need concrete to lay the AstroTurf, right? You would think they do, but they don't. So there's 6 by 35, so that's 210 square feet. And there's 10 by 28, so that's 280 square feet. And then there's 5 by 57, so that's 285 square feet. Well, add that up, 285, 495, and 280, 695, 775. So if I had 775 square foot of concrete, even the concrete sponsored, forming performing, finishing that, probably, just say roughly $5 a square foot. I mean, I'm at like $4,000. So it'd be naive for me to go, or irresponsible for me to go ahead and get that done if Monster Grass is going to partner with me. So I'm having to wait a little bit longer to get that part done, because, you know, it might be AstroTurf, which I think would look super cool. So if this space I'm on right now is all AstroTurf, we go out 6x35 AstroTurf, and then off the side, you have that 10x28 in the corner, and you have a 5x57 run, and that's for sled pushes, sled drags, tire flips, whatever, right? To me, that would look amazing. And now, fingers crossed, I got a company working with me. I'll find out more today. To the edge of that AstroTurf would be a 15x30 concrete slab with a covered patio. So that would be your outdoor sitting area, fans, lights, all that good stuff, and most likely eventually be the outdoor kitchen. So it's a work in progress, guys. We just turned the pumps on, so I'm so excited. Tomorrow they're going to come out, most likely form it up, put the rebar and stuff in, and then on Friday get the inspection done, and then pour everything on Monday. So if they pour everything on Monday, my ladder and the diving board won't be in yet, but the base for the diving board and what the ladder like screws into will be in. But that will be 6 weeks from the first day they started digging. But yeah, so super excited, man, super excited. Let me get back into what we got here. 100-pound pronation lift, world-class power and arm wrestling. All right, so let me hold something better. Let me see what we got here. Have a blessed day. Hope you do too as well. Who's your most inspirational influencer of all time? Okay, dude, that's just stupid. Yeah, I mean, you're out. It's just, some things are so stupid. How are you, Nilesh? Good, man, good. What weight were you at your best combination of strongest and leanest? 2011, 260 pounds. Going into 2012, 258 pounds when I beat Pushcar 6-0. Abbed up, shredded. Had a 501 bench. Could bench 225 for 80 reps. Crazy endurance. Super strong, all the way around, healthy. That was probably the strongest. That's definitely the strongest, leanest I've ever been. Good evening. Yeah, I don't think beginners should avoid side pressure. Side pressure is how everybody got started arm wrestling, I think. But yeah, I mean, you just got to train smart, man. Don't get injured, be safe, rehab, recovery, all the good stuff. You know what I mean? All the good stuff. Message health review. Let's see what you got. Okay. You're out, homie. That's funny. Alexander Clark, what's up, buddy? I think the match and alert Von Erman is going to be amazing. Michael, do you remember your first win on H? I have no idea what that is. Ever rematch fatality, what would you do to get around the clamp that stopped your climb? I would just stick to pronation gauge back pressure. I wouldn't change my game plan. I would draw a magic marker on the point of my elbow so I don't get called for something that isn't a foul. But yeah, his clamp was impressive. I would just back pressure harder, back pressure harder, back pressure harder. And you okay, babe? What do you need? You got something stuck somewhere? Flat? We need to get an air compressor, don't we?
Low.
Okay. I do want to rematch fatality at some point, though. Now, Rebecca's cardio the last few days has been in her garden. She's a big-time gardener, so yeah, she does a lot of that. And it's phenomenal cardio. I've only ever had one pin on John Brzing. one, and he held on all the way to the pin pad. I was trying to slip, and I hit real hard, and he held on all the way to the pin pad. Yeah, heavy barbell bicep curl is good for arm strength and arm wrestling, but I can't do them. For one, I can't supinate my hand. Plus, he used to call me severe shin splint pain in my forearms. No, I've never heard that. Is it true that the first 2 years of arm wrestling is all very minimal improvement? No, I mean, I think people improve drastically in the beginning because they don't know how to do it, and then they learn how to do it, you know? Yeah, I appreciate that, Trailblazer. So the most impressive thing you see me do is the jump spinning outside crescent, right? It's so funny. People are like, well, that kicks this, that kicks that. The kick is not about anything other than showing athleticism for a 280-pound guy. Like, I would block this. Well, come on out. Show me what you do. Because I'm not going to throw a jump spinning outside crescent to start a fight. You know, it's going to be close the distance, knees, elbows, maybe a little grappling. But if we're striking, probably won't be a jump spinning outside crescent anyway. It'd be a spinning side kick, you know, low kick, mid kick, high kick, side kick, hook kick, you know, something like that. Like, yeah, so tattooing a line on my elbow, all those things are great ideas. Tattooing, no, it's not gonna be a line, it'd be some sort of tattoo that's just the point of my elbow. But the recovery, you know, I put all my pressure down on my elbow. So, I mean, there's nothing I could do between that match and this match too close, right? So, just gotta wait until I get a little downtime. I am wanting to get this covered up into a badass, you know, upper arm sleeve. John Brzezinski's greatest of all time. Primarily because no one will ever be able to duplicate what he did. But I mean, if Levon could stay undefeated, he's definitely the strongest of all time so far. If he could stay undefeated, that'd be pretty impressive. But, you know, when Devin's done the most for the sport as far as bringing the most eyes to it. Arm wrestling's definitely getting more popular. What's up, Daniel? Max squat deadlift would be right now. I'd probably be close to 600-pound deadlift. 500-pound squat. I don't think I could squat, you know, 575, 600 right now just because I haven't squatted in a while. That'd be too much of a risk, I think, to try something like that. I think I can always pull close to 600 though. Right now it's 10:05 right here. Yeah, I mean, I've always been an athletic person. Like, I can still box jump an arm wrestling table. Did y'all see Corey box jump that 36-inch, those pads the other day? I mean, he's 390 pounds, 36-inch box jump. That's pretty impressive. Yeah, I like being an athlete. I mean, Jesus bless you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, we had a good holiday weekend. What made it good was our boy Bandit got real sick, but he made it through it, so I made it a great weekend. You know, but it was a tough one. No, the top 3 most popular arm wrestlers are not the actual top 3 right now. Devin and Levon are the 2 most popular. If you take outside of India, Indian arm wrestlers have massive followings because there's so many people in India, and arm wrestling is pretty big in India. But if you're talking globally, you know, Devin, Levon. Now, Schoolboy has a huge following. But of the top 10 arm wrestlers in the world, I would assume it's probably Devin, Levon, and then I probably had the next biggest following, and I'm miles behind those guys. Devin has been through a lot. That's why he's so dominant in his mental game. Devin's had a life that most of us would just see in movies, right? So, can I top roll all the non-arm wrestlers in the world left-handed? Probably not. There's probably somebody's hand out there that's too strong, and I just have to press them. Who do I think would win, Prudnik or Nugo? I think Prudnik. Nugo's really impressive though, but I don't think he'd beat Prudnik. Hello from Malaysia. Hey, what's up? What's up? I have no idea. Everybody's my payment's the same regardless of weight class. Now I get a bigger bonus, like a bigger appearance fee, a bigger win bonus if I'm pulling for the super heavyweight title versus any other title. Heavyweight, light heavyweight, I get a specific, increased appearance, increased win bonus, but I get a larger one for the super heavyweight. Schoolboy here at Kimbo, 2 different weight classes, not even close. Yeah, I mean he's definitely big again, so I don't think he's still doing that same challenge. My riser goal 1 year from now, man, I had hoped to be around that 140 mark, but it is not one that's gaining because it's such a small joint area. I think I've overtaxed mine, King's move should be illegal, and so should you being on my channel. Would you arm wrestle a strong one like Zadrunas Zavickas? Well, I mean, I'd arm wrestle him, I'd teach him how to arm wrestle, but it wouldn't be an arm wrestling match, But Zadrunas, I got a good picture of me and Zadrunas from Arnold Classic UK. Yeah, so I think there's still a chance I could get to a 140 riser. I'm hoping to have a 115 riser curl by this match. And then 3 months later, maybe a 123. 3 months later, maybe a 127, 28, something like that, Ideal pull style for Brian. I don't know, man. I think his long lever makes him good for top roll, but it seems like he likes to come with that flop press. I saw him with, pulling Chris Kaufman with the band and stuff, and looked a little scary for a second. It looked like there's some arm break positions he went into there for a minute, but yeah, I don't know. I think Brian might end up being able to do everything, but I don't know. You using the clothesline? Huh? So are you using the clothesline? Is it holding up? It looked like it's dropped quite a bit, but
it's just heavy.
Yeah. He's just a big guy, he has leaned out significantly, looks amazing. I suspected Paul would do just exactly that because, Paul's newer to the sport and he won last time, so I felt like he would have had to have made more gains. If Armas has a 150-pound riser curl, which I think is real close to right now, and I faced him again, what would I need my riser curl to be to beat him? I don't know. I'd like to be, 125 or so, but you never know, man. I mean, we'll see. I mean, he did a very good job in that match. I should have never just voluntarily went straight to the strap without the slip. Although against Vitali, he went loose trap and it worked well for me because I just climbed through it. With Armas, I didn't try to climb through it. He was able to climb through me. So I don't know. We'll see. When did you start training for arm wrestling? Well, I started arm wrestling in 1990 at Saline County Fair. So probably shortly after that, because I took third, I got a little cable, like little springs hooked up and started pulling on springs and shit. I do cardio most days, but that's so funny. I think Gennady lost that badly because he cut way too much weight. I was surprised he wasn't in the hospital. He looked bad a couple days out. Oh, what I think about Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw joining arm wrestling. Robert Oberst is getting into it too. Now, he's not a World's Strongest Man winner, but he's a World's Strongest Man competitor. And he's a big dude, so it's cool seeing a lot of these big strength athletes come over. Now, Eddie, he might be after his performance against Pujanowski, he might be getting paid fighting. Like, I don't know how much arm wrestle we're going to see out of Eddie, because that's just pretty impressive. Like, well, I appreciate you, Brad. I don't try to make my matches exciting. I'd like to be able to just flash people, get it over with. But I am someone who tries to fight to the very end, you know. But do you think you could beat Hermes if you had with him match on the 21st? Not right now, because I think his prep for Levon is very good, and I'm coming right off a match, 6 weeks ago. Now, had we both been prepping, like say I had been prepping since our previous match, and I wouldn't have had the Vitali match, and I was to pull Hermes on the 21st, I think it'd be a very competitive match. Yeah, I think Spada would beat Khalid. No, I do not think Devin can beat Levon right now. I don't know what would make you think I would think that, or anybody would think that. But yeah, I think Levon's amazing. But I think Hermes is in his best form ever, because he has a very rare opportunity right now. It's his second chance versus Levon. I don't think he expected to do as well as he did the first time. So it's exciting to see how this might go, right? But yeah, exciting times in arm wrestling, I'm sure. If Devin stonewalls Vitali the way he did Petrenko, is he the favorite against Levon? No one's ever going to be the favorite against Levon until we see some more holes in Levon, which we may not see those holes. If he can stonewall Vitali the way he did Petrenko, God bless him, that'd be amazing. I'm excited to see that match, because I want to know, I want to know what Vitali's level is. I mean, I know no one believed that I could take his hand and turn the table like that. How can I say your name, man? I can't even read that. Have I ever seen Zaranov using a press? I've seen him go for it a couple times, it looks like, but who knows? But yeah, I'm excited to see that match. I'm hoping, like right now, I'll be honest, right now I don't feel great. But I think it's because I've been training so hard. Yeah, I plan on analyzing Zaranov's matches, and I meant to do them this weekend, but like I said, Bandit got really, really sick, so it was a real scary time for us. But yeah, I mean, I'm not weak by any means. I'm super strong. So my chest workout, was it Monday? 225, 5 sets of 30 on bench. And what I did going into this last match was 5 sets of 30 at 235. Well, that'll be my next week's chest workout, and then my following week will be 245, 5 sets of 30. So my chest, I'm strong. I'm tired, Think about it. I pulled my first East versus West match April 20th. So I pulled, this will be my 7th match in 14 months. East versus West came to the table. But I also pulled, 2 months earlier versus Pablo. So I've already pulled, this will be my 8th match in 16 months. Coming off, surgery, 27 months ago. So, yeah, it's a lot. So 11 months after surgery, I pulled Pablo. And then 2 months later, pulled Frank. And then 6 weeks later, pulled Lars. And then 12 weeks later, pulled Camille. Then 12 weeks later, pulled Gennady. Then 12 weeks later, pulled Hermes. And then 12 weeks later, pulled Vitali. And then now 6 weeks later, pulling Zaranov. It's a lot. Yeah, I mean, having Gennady still in the rankings since he went down, but I mean, he just recently had a match, He's had 2 matches in super heavyweights, so there's no justification for taking out, you know. Yeah, see, I am Russian, but then I can't read the rest of it. Let's see what I got. Yeah, that's a lot of matches. Levon's always gonna be the favorite, guys. So here's the deal. I'm pull Zoran off, plan on winning, and then I would like to pull the winner of Alex versus Morozov, right? But that would be September in the US. I mean, if they offered me a match in August, it'd be another 6-week turnaround. The only reason I would consider it would be financial, but it wouldn't be the best career move, you know, in my opinion. So what I need to do, in my opinion, the closest I'd be able to do is pull in September and then pull again in December. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah, that's not true. Mark, that's so funny. You telling me you know my arm better than me and tell me Pong won't hurt my elbow. If my arm doesn't straighten out and I'm aggressively going for a forehand, do you not think I just somewhat hyperextended my elbow? So you got to think about that. Maybe not hurt your arm. Yeah, Holmes, you're out. It's just stupid ass shit. You try to get the Morozov match once you found out it was canceled. I told him I'd take it, and he said he thought about it too. But Zoranov already has a visa, so it wouldn't be fair to him. Yeah, I mean, Devin's probably right. I'm not in a position to do that, so I'm stuck with having to, you know, life is not always perfect. So right now, I need matches. My beard, I felt like my beard looks like it's getting shorter. So, yeah, so I feel like if I beat Zoranov and then I beat Alex, the winner of Alex versus Morozov, I probably, depending on who has the title, after the Levon match in December, I think I could potentially be. I'd probably pull another December match too. If Hermes loses to Levon, I'd rematch Hermes. If Vitali beats Devin and Vitali's pulling for the title, like I said, you know, I don't know who it would be. But just winning those 2 matches, think about it. If I beat the winner of Alex versus Morozov, all Jerry had to do was beat Alex to get the shot at Levon. So I could just sit back and wait until a title match is offered, right? And just train and heal. Give myself 6 months of maintenance, 6 weeks of 12 weeks of maintenance weights and recovery and rehab, and then just hit it as hard as I possibly could. That would be a great option. But, you know, who knows, man? Who knows? Well, I think I could have won against Vitali had round 1 not went the way it went. But Vitali had a great performance. You know, he fought hard to win, so I'm proud of him. You think your training is the best it can be to defeat Levon? I think I have the strongest pronation gauge back pressure in the world. And I think I have the strongest pronation in the world. Mine just doesn't engage near the center the way everybody else does. Except, I mean, you can say what you want, but I stood Vitali up in the center table and cracked his wrist, so clearly something's working. But, yeah, I mean, if you told me I had the match, commitment level would be crazy. Next time we link up, are you cool with going to Smoking and Style Barbecue or Blue Ember or something? Never had Blue Ember yet. Yeah, I haven't been there yet either. Yeah, Alex, that's no problem. I mean, we like barbecue. We always like the smell of barbecue, and then it's usually not as good. Now, Stuckey's, they're one of our brand partners on our wall. Best barbecue we've had yet. Amazing. Thank you, man. I'm glad you found a broadcast as well, man. Sorry I couldn't say your name. All right, so we're getting close here on my time. Yeah, you're welcome to give it a shot, Mr. UFC Kangastan. Yeah, I'd like a Morzov match. I mean, he's so aesthetic, it's crazy. I think it'd be a cool match. Prime Pushkar versus me. I think I'd win. I don't know who the favorite Devin versus Irma is. Morzov MT, we need to see that. The hook versus the Kings move. I don't think I'll have to Kings. I think I can top roll his hand. I may have to eventually drop into Kings, but I won't have to hit the Kings off the go, which I haven't had to hit a Kings off the go in a while. How would he get inside? No one took me in a long time. Appreciate you. Keep up the good work. Red Cat, man. We saw what he did to Battalion round 1. Yeah, that's left-handed. He's a bad dude. Take that wrist MT. I mean, I appreciate that, but I don't want to pull the easy match. I want to pull the tough match. I want to get back the win. I like Hermes a lot, and I'd be willing to train with him before we pull again. You know, I had invited him to come here after his match with Levon, but he is taking his girl to Mexico, so we don't get to do that. But I mean, this rested, healthy version of me is the strongest I've been this far in my career. Would I ever pull Gennady? I mean, of course, but that's not in the future right now. He's going down to 115. He might pull supers. I don't know. Right now, I've got a match with Zaranov, and that's who I'm focused on. Eventually, yes, on the riser, I would incorporate Vitaly. Yes, I think I could stop Jerry's flop press. Best lesson you learn from life, man. We're not promised tomorrow. Enjoy the day. Don't go to bed angry. You know. Be protective of your loved ones and live life to the fullest. And why be ordinary if you could be extraordinary? All right, guys, 10:25. I got 11 o'clock client. I actually have a call here in 20 minutes. I got to be on. And then I'm trading until 12:30 with clients, and then have the afternoon off while they're out here doing some dirt work around the pool. God bless you guys. Take care. And I appreciate everything. I'll see you guys tomorrow.